Hey guys, this is Ernest here, talking to you from Belton, Missouri. I would like to talk to the young authors and the people who are interested to write their books. I've seen so many people nowadays at the end of the year or beginning of the year, they post how many books they've been able to read. And some people, they have been successful to share their journey into writing books. One among those people who are sharing the journey of writing is myself. I had a commitment to write 100 books in the next 30 years. That makes average of 3 books per year. That is my commitment. I know some people that have been able to publish 1 book in a year. Some people up to now, they have even 20, whatever. So each person has different kind of journey. But this book is to encourage the people who want to write a book and they have some problems they are facing into starting writing their books, and the people who are starting writing or they have written but they are failing to publish. So I'm just encouraging you there and to be able to publish the books. So the question is, how am I able to be writing books, maybe 1, 2, 3 in a year? So that will be a good topic to share with you today. So let's start. My 9th book, I've been able to write 9 books so far, and my number 9 book is this one, Imperialism 2.0, Why Africa. So I started like designing the cover myself, everything myself, interior designing, I do everything myself. And I will explain and break down how do I do that. But number one thing is not just about just books. It's about how are you able to accomplish your goals. That's the overall I can be able to simplify to you. Many people we have, okay, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 this year. But in the end, we have difficult to accomplish that. But when it comes to book writing, it needs a little bit of commitment because it is a consistent writing almost every single day. So why am I writing books? That will be the first question I can be able to answer. And if you have your own reasons, those reasons will be the driving force for you to be able to write books. So for me, for my case, I'm writing books for so many reasons, but out of those reasons, it's not about money. Many people, in my opinion, that's my opinion, it can be different for you. Many people, they do a mistake, especially in Africa, that I want to write books because I want to make money. That is the number one mistake. And when they see, like someone like me, I have so many books online on Amazon, they assume, oh, Ernest is getting a lot of money with all these 8, 9 books on Amazon, so the guy is getting a lot of money. No, I will explain why. So number one drive, the driving force for me is not about how much money am I going to make through selling books online. So if you want to write your books, don't put money in the front of you, because if you put money, like the driving force, it will force you not to bring your own content and write them down. It will force you to write what your customers want you to write. For instance, my writing style will be forced to change just to please a certain customer, because that's what they want. But for me, I write what I want to write. I'm writing for something I enjoy. So I'm writing what I want, the style I choose, so it's up to you to like it or not to like it. But because I don't write these books in order to get money, so that means I can just express and enjoy the talent I'm developing myself every single day in terms of writing my books. So that's how it works for me. So number one, there is no money motivation towards what I'm writing. But what is my driving force? So for the people who know, there is one guy used to be professor at one university in New Jersey, and he was diagnosed, his name is Randy. He was diagnosed with the severe form of cancer. So he was a terminal cancer patient, and he was given 3 to 6 months to live. So the question is, what are you going to do into those few, like you were given 6 months to live? So he had like opportunity to teach the kids what he wants to do or whatever he has to tell them for the rest of their life within a very limited time. But in the real world, in most cases, we do not know. We are not terminal cancer people, or we don't have any kind of terminal disease to be given. Like, okay, you have 90 days to live, you have 150 days to live in order to be able to figure out, to share everything you want to know about with your kids. So once I became parent, my question is, what kind of legacy am I going to leave to my kids? That was the biggest question to me. So, what is your legacy? What are you going to leave to your kids? What if today, my first child Benedict is 8 years old, Claire is 3, now Faustina, just 3 weeks old. What if I die today? What am I going to leave? How my kids will remember me? What are they going to tell my grandchildren if I'm not here anymore? So I chose the route to be able to share what I want them to learn from me through writing. And it started just by a very simple letter writing. On birthday of my son, first birthday, I was figuring out what kind of gift should I give to my son who will remember for the rest of his life. If I buy shoes, I buy cake, I buy everything, 1 year old will never remember or doesn't care at all. So I started writing a letter, and then it went like a tradition. Each special occasion, I write a letter. Then I compiled those letters to make one book. Then I made another book, So that's how we started. But all those things I'm writing is to express myself and what I want to teach them into the books. So I want my kids to know how much I love them. I tell them through letters. I made a book for Benedict. I made a book for Claire. Now I'm publishing a book to Faustina, who is just 3 weeks old now. But again, I want my children, I want my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, they will never see me, to know me, to learn from me. So I wrote a book about my own life. I'm not a very successful person, but each person has different life story. So I'm sharing where I was born, which primary school I went, what challenges did I face until I came to America, until today I'm their father. So I wrote a memoir. Majority of people, they think in order to write a memoir, you must be Steve Jobs. You don't need to be that much rich or famous to write your life story. So even if this is how you ended, you can be able to write your own life story and be able to share with others. So that's how I do. I studied political science. So, and I was able to to participate into the election for 2016 in the United States of America. So why should I have my own opinion about the election? So I wrote the book, It Was Not Russia, and expressing my opinion to this book. So what I'm doing is just the normal things which I want to write. So if you don't want to hear my opinion, I'm writing this one just to document, just to make sure this is my opinion. I don't need to have the books and starting putting Karl Marx according to so and so. Those kind of stories, they don't hold me. I'm not into that like according to so and so. What is my opinion towards election? What is my personal life story? What is something about Africa? Why am I seeing like the current development in Africa will be very difficult to go? So I write the book. This is my personal reflection, my personal opinion about Africa's development and the imperialism which is currently operating. So what I encourage, find something which you enjoy, which you are able to do without just there is a driving force of money. So be able to do things of that nature. It can be something very good to do. So that is one thing, like choose the topic you can be able to contribute without too much kind of energy you need to use. That's another thing you have to consider. But let's give another case for myself. I'm blessed to be born in a family of 13 children, and I'm number 11 out of 13, and it has been a little bit easier for me because my brothers and sisters have been able to get good grades in school, to have masters, to have PhD. So for me to come to pass into the primary school, junior high school, O-level, A-level, high school, junior high school, university, is not because like I'm so much smart, because among other things, my brothers and sisters were able to prepare a way. So for me to get A in a subject is not something like strange in my family. It's just a normal things to happen in my family. So that is something which I see. So it's just like the son or daughter of Steve Jobs, the son or daughter of Warren Buffett. To be a millionaire or billionaire will be an easy thing because he's born within the money family. So for me, to write books, even if the books might not be selling at all, I have maybe buy a copy of my own. No one is going to buy those copies. But my kids, they see writing books is very easy. While I was growing up, to see someone is writing a book like Ngugi wa Thiong'o or to see Chinua Achebe, I was just surprised. Oh, this guy is writing 100 pages, 150, things fall apart. I was just, okay, man, these people are so, extraordinary people. But now, my kids, they see this is a normal thing. So if they decide to choose the path of being a writer, so it's just something normal. Oh, my father used to write all these books. So I'm preparing my kids to see certain things is not something out of their dream. They can say, okay, I want to be academician. I decide you want to be like a book writer. Is something, it will be easy. I'm preparing a path to them. So, as I said, it's not a driving force about money. But how am I going to be able to do? I'm not publishing these books, paying money up front. So I'm not going to get into any kind of extra money or resources except just my energy to write these books. That's what I do. Because everything is called self-publishing. So I have other videos I've put here, and they're explaining the procedures on how to do self-publishing, which is free of charge, basically. You can do everything for free on your own. So, like book cover, I design book covers on my own, and you can do that through Amazon. kdp.amazon.com. You can do everything, or you can watch my videos. I've been explaining how you can make a book cover. These templates to put inside everything is free with Amazon. They don't charge you anything. So for instance, this book, for instance, if you say $10, they take out the cost of printing the book, maybe let's say $4. So $6 you divide 60% to the author, 40% to the Amazon. So technical is printing books upon demand, print on demand. So if I buy the book today, they ship the book, they send it maybe within 3-4 days. When I get the book, they distribute the cost. But basically, I don't incur any kind of cost, like I have to print 100 books just in case. So for me, I'm just enjoying my talent. I don't put it there so that I can get a lot of money. So you might be having your own driving force, but I advise you, because when it comes to like if you are going to say I'm going to do book writing in terms of money making, you need to have a marketing plan. It's not about how many what's the content. It's just like how do you present your cover? How do you choose your book title? How do you market your books? All those things will help you to get into different markets if you want to do. But for me, I just do this. I don't need to market, like go to do book signing. I don't need to do anything. I just put this for fun. I'm just putting there. Maybe if I want to sell, like really doing business, I'll just do later. But now let me enjoy my talent into writing books. So that's like how it works for me. Yeah. And how I do, like I have it, I've just trying to, it doesn't matter, like you can have 50 pages book, you can have 100 pages book. So for instance, this albino killings in Tanzania, it has just like 40 something pages. This one, Letters to EBM, is just like 50 something pages. This one is just like 110 pages. This one is 181 pages. So you can have different kinds depending on the content. So there is no like, I must have a lot of materials, like you have to have 300 pages book. No. So you can just have, just even if it's a simple book, just do something over there. So I encourage you to write a book. And one of the book I will be writing this year is called, titled, Write That Damn Book Before You Die. Write a book. Don't care about critiques, because many people are feeling about critiques. Oh, what about my book? Many people are criticizing my book. So many people. Why you say it was not Russia while we know it is Russia? If you think it is Russia, write your book and title the book, It Was Russia. But my book, it was not Russia. So that is what I'm trying to explain to you. Just write your opinion. Don't fear about someone to come to criticize you, challenge you. Because even people who do not know how to play soccer, they criticize Cristiano Ronaldo, they criticize Lionel Messi. Oh, Messi doesn't know how to play, but can you be able to play like Messi? No. So people will say something. The only thing is, ask them, okay, it was not Russia. You are saying it is Russia. Show me the book which says it is Russia. If you don't, just keep quiet and stay on your own lane. So that is what I can try to explain. Don't fear competition. Don't fear criticism. Don't fear challenges. Just write that damn book before you die. So again, this is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, and I encourage you to write your book. Have a commitment and a plan to write your books.